Welcome to War Chronicle, where history's greatest battles, forgotten heroes, and untold military stories come alive. From ancient wars to modern conflicts, from the skies above to the trenches below, we uncover the bravery, strategy, and sacrifice that shaped our world. Also hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this one. Subscribe and join us on a journey through the chronicles of war, because every battle has a story worth telling. The conflict has been marked by numerous clashes and skirmishes between the two militaries. Operation Al-Batar was a large-scale military operation carried out by the Pakistan Air Force, PAF, and ground forces against militant hideouts in the North Waziristan tribal region of Pakistan. The battle involved a large-scale attack by Afghan forces on the town of Loralai in the Baluchistan province of Pakistan. The Pakistani army was caught off guard by the suddenness and intensity of the attack and was forced to retreat. The battle involved a Pakistani incursion into the Indian state of Kashmir, which was at the time a princely state still deciding whether to join India or Pakistan. The Pakistani forces consisted of regular army troops as well as irregular militias, while the Indian forces were made up of a mix of regular troops and volunteers. The fighting was intense, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. One of the most notable aspects of the battle was the use of air power. The Indian Air Force, IAF, was relatively small and under-equipped at the time, but it played a crucial role in preventing the Pakistani advance. Indian pilots flew a variety of aircraft, including the de Havilland Vampire and the more advanced jets like the Gloucester Meteor. They carried out numerous airstrikes against Pakistani positions and provided close air support to the beleaguered Indian troops on the ground. The Battle of Kashmir is considered to be a pivotal moment in the history of the two countries. The Indian victory in the battle prevented the Pakistani takeover of the state of Kashmir and helped to solidify the border between the two countries. The battle also highlighted the importance of air power in modern warfare and the role that aviation can play in securing victory on the battlefield. This led to a fierce battle between the two armies as the Pakistanis attempted to regroup and defend their position. The Pakistani Air Force played a crucial role in the battle, providing air support to the beleaguered ground forces. Pakistani fighter jets and helicopter gunships were dispatched to the scene to engage the advancing Afghan troops. The battle raged for several hours, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. Ultimately, the Pakistani forces were able to hold their ground and prevent the Afghan army from capturing the town. The Battle of Loralai is considered to be a turning point in the war between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The successful defense of Loralai by Pakistani forces boosted morale and demonstrated the strength of the Pakistani military. The battle also highlighted the importance of air power in modern warfare and the role that aviation can play in securing victory on the battlefield. The operation began in June 2014 and lasted several months. On May 2, 2011, a team of U.S. Navy SEALs carried out a daring raid on the Abbottabad compound where Osama bin Laden, the world's most wanted terrorist, was hiding. The operation involved a helicopter assault and a fierce firefight with bin Laden's guards. The raid was highly classified and the Pakistani military was not informed beforehand. However, reports emerged that the Pakistan Air Force had scrambled jets in response to the raid. According to some accounts, Pakistani fighter jets were on standby, but did not engage the U.S. helicopters. Other reports suggested that the PAF had actually shot down one of the helicopters. The conflicting reports highlight the sensitivity surrounding the raid and the reluctance of both governments to divulge information. The raid resulted in the death of bin Laden and the end of his reign of terror. The operation was a major victory for the United States and its allies in the global war on terror. However, it also raised questions about Pakistan's role in harboring bin Laden and other militants on its soil. The raid on Abbottabad remains a controversial and highly debated topic. The secrecy surrounding the operation and the conflicting accounts of what transpired continued to fuel speculation and intrigue. During the operation, the PAF carried out numerous airstrikes against militant targets. One of the most intense engagements occurred on July 1, 2014. When a Pakistani Su-30 was shot down by a surface-to-air missile. The pilot managed to eject safely, but the incident highlighted the effectiveness of the militants' anti-aircraft capabilities. Despite this setback, the PAF continued to carry out airstrikes against militant targets throughout the operation. The use of air power in Operation Al-Batar was a significant development in Pakistan's counterinsurgency efforts. The PAF's involvement in the operation demonstrated the growing importance of air power in modern counterinsurgency warfare. The operation also showcased the PAF's capabilities in its ability to effectively strike militant targets in a complex and challenging environment. One of the most intense episodes of the conflict occurred on April 1987, when Indian and Pakistani troops clashed at Siachen Glacier. The fighting resulted in heavy casualties on both sides, and it was the first major engagement between the two countries since the partition of India in 1947. The Siachen conflict remains one of the most dangerous and treacherous theaters of war in the world. The high-altitude environment poses unique challenges for the soldiers who are often exposed to extreme temperatures, high winds, and thin air. Despite the harsh conditions, the conflict continues to claim lives and cause suffering. The Battle of Siachen Glacier was a pivotal moment in the conflict. It demonstrated the determination of both sides to hold their positions and highlighted the challenges of fighting in such a remote and inhospitable location. The legacy of the battle continues to shape the Siachen conflict today. On February 27, 2019, Indian and Pakistani fighter jets were involved in an intense dogfight over the disputed region of Kashmir. The incident occurred during Operation Swift Retort, which was launched by India in response to a suicide bombing in Pulwama that killed 40 Indian paramilitary personnel. During the operation, Indian jets crossed into Pakistani airspace and bombed a suspected militant training camp. However, Pakistani air defenses were able to intercept the Indian aircraft, and a fierce dogfight ensued. Pakistani pilots managed to shoot down one MiG-21 and one Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jet while claiming damage to another Sukhoi in return. The PAF lost one F-16 and one JF-17 Thunder fighter jet. The incident was widely covered by the media and became a source of national pride for both countries. Pakistanis celebrated their Air Force's victory over the larger and more advanced Indian Air Force. However, the incident also raised concerns about the potential for escalation between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Throughout its history, the Pakistan Air Force has been involved in many aerial battles against both Indian and Afghan forces. Some of these encounters have been particularly intense and resulted in significant losses on both sides. In this video, we will discuss some of the most notable and deadliest dogfights involving the Pakistan Air Force. These encounters are not only fascinating from a military perspective, but they also offer a glimpse into the courage and skill of the pilots involved. So let's dive in and explore some of the most intense air battles in Pakistan's history. Before we start the video, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Number 6. Operation Swift Retort. No. 5. The Siachen Conflict. The Siachen Conflict is a long-running territorial dispute between India and Pakistan in the Himalayas. Number 4. Operation Al-Batar. No. 3. The Battle of Lorelei. The Battle of Lorelei was a significant engagement that took place in January 1980 during the war between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Number 2. The Raid on Osama bin Laden's Abbottabad compound. No. 1. The Battle of Kashmir. The Battle of Kashmir was a significant engagement that took place in November 1947 during the First Kashmir War. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video about PAF's deadliest dogfights in history.